What's going on, guys? Guns+AN here, and welcome back to some more Battlefield 4. Yeah, Battlefield 4, we're back on this game. It's been a while, obviously, but this isn't in fact normal Battlefield 4, this is CTE. And you're probably looking on the screen now and thinking, what the hell is that gun? Now, that's the AN-94. There's been 5 new guns added into Battlefield CTE that we'll eventually see in the full game. And at the moment, the reason they have like a pure white sort of milk camo, it purely looks like, you know, cream milk, is because they're currently in like pre-alpha stage. When I say pre-alpha, I mean they haven't even got to thinking about what these guns are going to look like. Only one of them actually has textures to it, and that's probably the most finished of them all. But this one right here is the fan favourite of the AN-94. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this gun. I've never really liked burst weapons, like I've said before. And this one I kind of like. It's not amazing. I mean, this one I like and I'll easily use quite a bit, but not a huge amount. Honestly, it's not that good. It fires 680 rounds per minute, and it's currently full auto as well. They'll probably change that, but the second one here I prefer so much more. This is the Guns+AN. Now this thing is so much better. Now the Guns+AN is a carbine, but it fires at 900 rounds per minute. That's really fast for a carbine. That's usually like quick, even PDWs, and in fact there's probably a mistake I think they've made that I'll mention up in a minute, but this weapon is so much fun to use. It's really slim, it looks weird, it's not like anything else. It kind of looks like the Type 95, but it sort of has the wood finish of an AK, you know, it's definitely sort of a Russian made sort of weapon, and it just looks so cool. And also, as you can see here, when I'm using an iron sight, there is basically nothing obstructing the screen, which is really cool, and overall it's just a really good gun to use. It is of course unbelievably inaccurate. 900 rounds per minute is just crazy, and you can just see here the gun just kicks everywhere. It's super hard to keep the recoil down and even on target. But that being said, this is probably my favourite gun of all of them. Like I said, it's the one that's most finished. All of these guns have problems with the fact that they take so long to kill, and I think that's actually a problem, you know, a patch they haven't actually yet put into the game. But it's just, you know, this gun is so much fun. 900 rounds per minute. For a carbine, you can outshoot most stuff. As you can see, I can keep the recoil just on, but a lot of time it kicks so heavily, and this is just a really weird looking weapon. I've never quite seen anything that looks like this, and I just enjoyed researching this in real life. It doesn't look like anything I've ever seen in my life, and I can't wait to use this in a full game. Hopefully we'll get something like this in Battlefield Hardline. And now we get to see the somewhat big brother of that gun. This is the Guns+AN 4. Now the Guns+AN 4 is different in the fact it has a suppressor permanently on it, and it fires slower and more accurate, but kills in about... Honestly, if you're gonna try and kill someone with this gun, you know, one-on-one, even if they're AFK, you'll probably be able to get a PhD in that time, also be knighted, and a few other things. By the time you actually manage to kill them, this gun is so slow to kill. My grandma has killed people quicker than this gun has. It is just awful. The one sort of advantage it has over the Guns+AN, if you want to call it an advantage, is it automatically comes with a suppressor. It's more accurate and has better range. You're not going to use the range at all because you're not going to be able to kill anyone. It takes pretty much all 20 rounds to kill anyone. Yeah, 20 rounds, 700 rounds per minute, 20 rounds, that's it. And the fact that it takes like I said, 20 rounds, it's probably about 6 maybe rounds to kill one person, then that's most of the magazine gone, especially if you can't miss shots, as well as 700 rounds per minute is pretty quick in one gunfight. So you obviously don't use all the bullets because some of them miss, or you overshoot because you use too many bullets, or you use too little bullets, you know, stuff like that. And honestly, there was no point using this gun. There were guns way better in this new patch. And I just, hopefully this is actually a mistake, and maybe this one will become better. We'll stay in the PW class, or might move over to the carbine, like I said. Hopefully I think that's what will happen. I think there is no hope for this gun. It does look cool though, just like the Guns+AN. I kind of like the look of this weapon. Now I actually did a bit of research on the Guns+AN weapons. Actually 2 more designs they didn't choose. One of the designs is very similar to the Guns+ANs we have in the game already, and one of them isn't actually that similar at all. I wish they'd chosen that one because it's so much cooler than the Guns of 4, but I think they chose this one because it does actually come with a suppressor. Now the next weapon up is the L86A2. Now this gun is the big brother LMG version of the L85A2, which you already have in the game. That's the assault rifle, and this is a gun we've seen already in Battlefield 4, or Battlefield 3 even, and this one is actually pretty cool. I kind of like this one, although it takes a long time to kill, and the sights are just a little bit off. I'm not quite sure what it is, but you know, sometimes when I'm looking down the sight, it just seems to be a little bit above where it usually would be. It's weird, I'm not sure what it is. It'll probably be patched eventually, although this one takes quite a bit of time to kill. It's weird because when you aim for the body, it seems like a, you know, unfinished gun, but when you actually aim for the head, it seems like a finished gun. Pretty much any gun you should aim for the head anyway, but especially with this one you definitely should, because you easily kill people in a good amount of time. That is quicker than most guns, and if you don't actually aim for the head, then you're pretty much done because you're never going to win gunfights. It takes about 30 rounds to kill someone, even though I think this gun usually has a 40 to 50 round magazine. That's pretty weird seeing as they only give it 30. Again, and that's probably because the gun is pretty much unfinished. I think out of all of them, this is the most unfinished one, because A, the sights are off, you know, B, it takes a long time to kill, and C, the ammo, as well as just a few of the textures your thumb usually clips through the gun when reloading. There's nothing huge, but obviously it'll be finished eventually, but there's a few patches to be worried about. You know, don't panic if something happens to you and the gun doesn't actually look as it should. Now lastly up we have Mare's Leg. Don't ask me why it's called that. I don't know, maybe it's part of a pirate and they took a leg off and maybe that was his name. I don't know. You can make a mini story and it's going to make as much sense as the name does. But if you played Fallout New Vegas, you might recognize this from a certain DLC, not DLC, a certain mod. You can actually get this weapon in that game. I used it in my Let's Play and it's actually bad, really bad. You probably expect me to say good then, but it just sucks. It's awful. You might as well use the 45 Magnum. It is pretty much a skill cannon, and there's no point to use it. That was the only good clip I get with it after playing with it for like an hour. Personally, it's not my type of weapon. I'll probably do well with it. I'll be honest, I love the fact it's a lever action gun. I'm a huge fan of westerns, and that's just so iconic to me. And I love the way it looks. Although I wish they'd make it a little bit better. It's just weird, but you know, it is pretty cool to have a long-range sidearm. Although honestly, truth be told, you might as well use it as a club. It's going to be more useful that way. This gun is pretty much damn useless unless you get a headshot or get lucky and somehow get a one-hit kill if someone's damaged or you get an upper chest shot. Like I said, the 45 Magnum is better, but the fact it's more close quarters and in general is just more useful because the lever action takes so long. I don't know, I don't really mind it too much, but it's not the best ever. And now with these 5 new guns, we have a new game mode being brought back into Battlefield 4. This is the game mode Guns+AN. Now we had this back in Battlefield 3. Basically you get 2 kills, you change up the weapon, and then get 2 more kills, go to the next weapon, and eventually finish. It's like gun game from Call of Duty. For me, this game mode is pretty much 2 kills and death. That's basically always is what happens, and it never really changes. It's a pretty fun game mode, but it is a little bit off in Battlefield 4. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. But until then guys, my name's BoomMonsoon, and BoomMonsoon out.